You know, when you think of silk, your mind probably goes to fancy clothes, right? Maybe some nice bed sheets, but what if I told you that same ancient material is at the absolute center of a medical revolution? That scientists are turning it into a high-tech, programmable tool that can literally build new parts for the human body. Let's unravel how they do it. Look at this. This one slide says it all. On the left, you've got the silk we've known and loved for thousands of years. And on the right, a 3D printed human ear, also made from silk. Wild, right? Understanding that journey, from a simple fabric to, well, flesh, that's what we're here to do. So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth do scientists take the stuff from a silkworm's cocoon and turn it into a programmable building block for medicine? Well, the answer is this incredible mix of chemistry, light, and some seriously clever thinking. So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at why silk is the perfect starting point to begin with. Then, we'll unravel its chemical secrets. After that, we'll get into the really cool part, the high-tech makeover into something called a bio-ink. Then we'll see the amazing things we can build with it, and finally ask, is the future made of silk? Okay, so first things first, why silk? For literally thousands of years, we've known it's ridiculously strong for how light it is. But for scientists, the real magic is that it's also super biocompatible. That just means our bodies generally don't freak out and reject it. And that makes it the perfect natural launchpad for medical innovation.
Now, most of the silk we're familiar with comes from the Bombyx mori silkworm. You know, the ones that munch on mulberry leaves? But scientists are interested in all kinds of silk, even from spiders. And that's because they all share a core structural protein. And that protein, well, that's where all the potential is hidden.
All right, to figure out how we can reprogram silk, we first have to know what it's actually made of. So let's zoom in and pull apart a single silk fiber, right down to its basic molecules. So it turns out a raw silk fiber is really two things. About 3/4 of it is something called fibroin. It's a tough structural protein. That's the good stuff. That's the gold. The rest is the sticky, gummy protein called sericin that basically coats the fibroin and holds the whole thread together. For scientists to do anything useful, that gummy sericin has got to go. And that leads us to the very first and super crucial step in the lab. It's called degumming. Scientists basically wash the silk fibers using all sorts of methods, sometimes just boiling water and soap, other times acids or special enzymes, all to get rid of that sticky sericin. What you're left with is the pure, workable silk fibroin. And here is the secret sauce. That pure fibroin protein isn't just a smooth fiber. On a chemical level, it's a long chain that's studded with these special reactive spots. Think of them like tiny built-in connection points, little molecular hooks that give scientists something to grab onto so they can start making changes. Okay, now we get to the part where the real magic happens. We're about to see how scientists take that natural protein and give it an incredible high-tech makeover, turning it into a kind of futuristic bioink that they can actually control with a beam of light. The key process has a really fancy name, methacrylation. I know, it sounds complicated, but the idea behind it is actually pretty simple. All scientists are doing is attaching new light-sensitive molecules to those little reactive hooks on the silk protein. It's kind of like they're adding tiny little strips of light-activated Velcro all along that protein chain. And this shows us exactly what's going on. They start with that pure, fluffy silk fibroin, dissolve it into a liquid, and then mix in a chemical that has those new molecular groups. These groups just naturally latch onto the protein, and boom, you've got a brand new functionalized silk solution. So now you've got this liquid silk, and it's covered in all these new light-sensitive bits of Velcro. So what happens when you shine a light on it? That's called a photo-cross-linking. The light acts like a trigger. It instantly activates all those little hooks, causing them to grab onto each other and lock the whole thing together. The liquid silk solidifies into a stable gel. You know, it's almost exactly like when a dentist uses that blue light to harden a filling in your tooth. And here's what that looks like in action. A beam of light hits the liquid, and just like that, it transforms into a solid hydrogel. It's not just a protein floating in water anymore. It's now a programmable material that scientists can shape and solidify whenever and wherever they want. And listen, this isn't just some neat party trick. It creates a material with properties you can actually tune. This chart shows that by just changing the pH of the silk solution, making it more or less acidic, before they hit it with the light, scientists can control how strong the final gel is. If you make it more acidic, you get a material that's almost twice as strong. That level of control is everything when it comes to medical uses. So we have our programmable bioink. What can we actually do with it? This is where things that sound like they're straight out of a sci-fi movie start to become reality. The potential applications are just mind-blowing, and they span some of the most advanced fields in all of medicine. We're talking about everything from engineering brand new tissues in 3D bioprinting to creating advanced ways to heal wounds and even making surgical glues you can use inside the human body. A really big one is 3D bioprinting. They take this modified silk liquid, this SFMA bioink, and load it into a special bioprinter. The printer then squeezes it out layer by tiny layer while a targeted light hardens the ink right as it's being placed. This lets them build incredibly complex and precise biological scaffolds. Now check this out. This is one of its most promising uses. As a surgical glue, you can cure right inside the body. In this experiment, they put the liquid silk right onto a wound on a liver. Then, they shine a light on it, and it instantly solidifies into a perfect biocompatible seal. They can even do this during keyhole surgery, which is a massive breakthrough. And this brings us right back to where we started. By mixing this silk bio ink with living cells, researchers have shown that they can print incredibly complex cartilage structures, like an ear, a nose, even a piece of a windpipe. And these aren't just plastic models. They're scaffolds designed to mesh with the body and hopefully become living tissue. So, after this whole incredible journey, from a simple silkworm cocoon all the way to a 3D printed organ scaffold, what does it all mean? Where do we go from here? What's the ultimate potential of this completely reinvented material? I think the main takeaway is just this incredible transformation. We've seen scientists take an ancient natural material that we thought we knew, and they have completely reinvented it into a futuristic, light-activated building block for the human body. It's just amazing. And that really leaves us with one final, fascinating question. We've seen silk used to print cartilage and to seal wounds inside the body. But honestly, this is just the beginning. When you think about its strength, the fact that our bodies accept it, and now its total programmability, what are we going to build with it next?